Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture. And today I bring you episode 34 of Saturday Morning Makes for 2025. And we're going to go ahead and jump into my process where I'm making Halloween treat cones using Sweet Miss Daisy products. And we're just going to go ahead and jump on in. As I said, let's go. Hey y'all, welcome in, welcome in. This is Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome to Saturday Morning Makes. And yes, this is Sunday afternoon, and I have been working on these all weekend long, but I have had so much fun. So let me tell you about the products that I made, and then or the products that I used, and then I'll show you the projects that I made that are over here off screen. So I started out with these 3 new sets from Anna White and Sweet Miss Daisy. So this set is called Open If You Dare. This one is Trick or Treat, and this one is Happy Harvest. Now I apologize if they're blurry. I have used them again and again and again, so they have lots of ink on them, and of course they're not placed on there perfectly. But these are the 3 sets that I used for the images. And then I used this die. I didn't use the circle, but I did use the doily. And then I used this wreath die. And I used these. This is 2 different sets of foliage dies from Paper Roses, but I used all 6 dies. I used the wreath out of this die set from Tim Holtz. And I used, I think it was this die, this size die from Whimsy Stamps. And then this is a Spellbinder set, and I used this one. And then from the Stamp and Cut and Emboss, this is the Spotlight on Nature circle dies. And I used this one and this one. So the second and third one. This would be the first, second, and third. I used both of those. So those are the stamps and the dies. And then let me set these over here. I used my Arteza watercolor set to watercolor up all of the images. You can see this has been well loved over the years. And I still have, these have been stamped and heat embossed. So these can be colored up, painted up still, as have these guys. I thought I was just going to use the circles or the circle die to cut them out, but I couldn't harm the whole image. Harm is probably not the right word, because you're not harming things when you die cut them, but that's just the way my heart felt. And so still left over from the things that I did die cut and heat emboss and stamp and paint. Have that circle left, and then I have this smiling cat left. Oh, I didn't use either of the smiling cats because I cut them out twice. And then I have these flowers. That's from that die set from Tim Holtz as well. Kind of some funky flowers. So you get the flower outline and then you get the flower back, but I just use them as individual flowers. And then there's also the centers. But then I have this Smiling Jack, and then these 2 bats that I painted up, this one that I painted up, this ghosty that I painted up, and then these 2 bats that I stamped, heat embossed, painted, and fussy cut. And I just didn't get to use them. I ran out of cones, and I think I made a dozen cones, but we'll see together here in a minute. So I am going to start with this stack. These are Halloween treat cones, and they will hang on my little tree in my craft room here, and when it gets closer to Halloween, I will fill them with goodies and take them to work. I did something very similar last year with products from Whimsy Stamps. So if you've been with me for a while, you may remember those. But these are all Sweet Miss Daisy stamps and papers. So you can see I used a variety of different dies on them. And you can see where I added the little floral bits in different ways. Here I added a couple of the different bats. And then I went through my stash of trims and I pulled out different trims to go along the edges and just use some hot glue. My hot glue is an industrial glue gun. Like, it is super, super hot. And sometimes it blurps, and then I just get a blurp, and I'm not mad about it. I just keep it moving. Then I did not, last year, okay, let me stop myself. Last year I used my crocodile, and I inserted basically the little eyelets. This year I didn't do that. I just used the hot glue to hot glue the trim, and then I just called it done. But I love that the papers are double-sided for this type of project, because you get both a fun and colorful pattern inside and out. Look at those ghosties, isn't that perfect? And then the Dracula, and you can see again how I watercolored all of them. Oh, I did not tell you the papers that I used. So I have some from the sunflower fields. I have some from Harvest Gingham. I've also used Halloween gingham. I used Lavender Field, and I used Ghostly, and I think that's it. Oh, I may have used Holiday Gingham as well. So I've got all the ginghams. Holiday, Halloween, and Harvest. Sunflower Field, Ghostly, and Lavender Field. So I pulled inspiration from all of those. And I think they're just adorable. So dang cute. Wait, that's not that one. That is the Monsters. I'm glad I looked a little closer, because that one is this. It's the Monsters. Monster prints from IO, but it's still Anna's. Yeah, that's what this one is. And this is from Ghostly. This one's from Ghostly. This one, you know what? This one is from a different pack as well. This one is from Quilted Grunge. So I used a lot more paper pads than I even realized I did. So there's those 4. And then I have these 3. Oh, this one is from the Monsters as well. This one, oh my goodness. This one is from the citrus colors. So this one is from the Monster Prints, this one is from the citrus colors, and this one is from Ghostly. But look at how cute they are. The addition of that sweet little flower from the Tim Holtz set. Now on these, on several, I have like extra little trims coming out the bottom. I don't on all of them, but some of them I do. I just thought it carried a different color through it, like the blue. There is no blue. The blue was it was taken from here, but then I brought it down here as well as up there. So, and I just think they're very, very sweet. Very, very sweet. And I have a few more. There we go. So this one is from Sunflower Fields. This one is from, it's from this one, from the Halloween gingham. And then you can see on some of them I also have like another gingham circle in the back. And then this one was from Lavender Fields, I believe. And this one I have the little swag at the top. And then here, this one I just have it kind of curved up the side. This one curved up the other side. This one's across the bottom. So I just did them all a little bit different. Each one is a one-off. You can see how absolutely adorable they are. And this is what I've been working on for 2 solid days. It may not look like it would take 2 solid days, but here we are. So y'all let me know what you think. If I were your co-worker and I brought these into work, would you take a cone filled with candy? I think I would if someone brought them to work. Even though I don't eat candy, I would still I would take one because the cones are adorable. I'd give the candy to someone else, but take the cone. But I will try to put here at the end.
Unfortunately, there is too much sunlight streaming into my craft room this afternoon to get a good video.
Clip of
So we have several still shots. You can see them hanging in the
back.
tree and get a gist of what the tree looks like and feels like. And I will try to do a video maybe on Instagram or a YouTube short or something along those lines. Once it gets dark outside, I think we'll have some good ambient lighting in here and we'll be able to see a little more clearly in the video. So thanks for joining me today. Again, this is Nancy the Handy Scandy for Saturday Morning Makes. And until next time, I'm out.